This series has been awesome, man. I've really enjoyed watching this. I will give you the world if you prove you can take it. Arcane Season 1, Episode 8. Man. Graffiti artists and people that do like wall murals like this are just, it's amazing.
When Arcane goes out, we will get death threats. Doesn't matter if we win every award in the world, we will inevitably piss someone off who really loves whichever character is in Arcane, and they will want to murder us.
I love it, but you know, I'm still anxious, right? We're 2 to 3 weeks to the launch, so maybe I'm completely fooling myself and it's gonna flop.
It would be very nerve-wracking.
A look at that trailer for Riot Games' upcoming animated series.
So, it's like League of Legends Christmas right now?
Yeah. Holy!
If it's even like half as good as that trailer is.
Oftentimes the question is like, how do you make something good? How do you know it's good?
Yeah.
What if you don't know these characters? What if you don't know anything about League of Legends? Would you still engage in this?
Hopefully we succeeded in the biggest thing, which was making League of Legends fans proud of their investment into the IP.
Jinx framed against this beautiful stained glass that was probably once like colorful and cheerful and happy, but now it's shattered and broken.
The fact that somebody can make an hour-long reaction video off of like the smallest teasers that we've made is impressive.
Let's have a closer look at this bit of animation because they're doing doubling. They're taking the character model and copying it, gun barrel here, gun barrel here, gun barrel here, which is a technique that's stolen directly from 2D animation.
We dissected it like every frame, like it was spot on most of the time.
Her jaw unclenches as she opens her
That's
lips.
TV Sky, and it's said right across the middle of the screen.
I mean, I can't imagine how much of those are going to exist after we've released a whole season of Arcane, like what everybody's going to say and what everybody's going to do and think about it.
Damn, that's sick. What the
story
fuck?
or a project that goes out, and if you don't like it, c'est la vie. It's like, no, it has to be good because it's this thing that our audience cares about so much,
Damn,
that we care about so
this
much.
is hype.
So it's, you know, it's not easy to make decisions when you have that in the back of your head.
So it's problematic, it's just... Yeah, it just kind of is what it is.
I'm trying to save you from annihilation.
Good. Next.
I'm surprised what you can pull off when your life depends on it. Depends on it.
Because on it feels like it ends early.
I have never worked on animation before this project, which I actually always thought was a detriment, but I was recently told that that was actually something they were looking for, so I was like, oh, good.
That's pretty pissed. That's a little too pissed.
They put so much detail and so much thought into the animation, you really do want to match it, you know, like you want it to be just as detailed, just as nuanced, and sound as cool as it looks. So Andy is the sound effects mixer. So all the cool design, the weapons.
The sound is what I think really connects for a lot of people. Like they may not realize it. Same thing with like music. Music is kind of like a universal language.
Absolutely.
There's something about that, you know, sonic thing that gets in your ear that really, I think, helps bring stuff to life. Like when I go see a scary movie, I cover my ears, man. I don't cover my eyes, right?
I support Councillor Talus's proposal for peace.
What was that, 5?
Yeah.
Split the diff.
Thank you.
What was that, 5?
Yeah. For everything.
Split the diff.
Thank you.
Drop the gun!
The goal is clarity in the end. You know, it's supposed to be like not noticed in a way.
It doesn't even matter.
You know, if it's
Yeah.
noticed, maybe it's done, you know, it's done wrong because it's like scenes are believable when people believe that they're in them.
Sound is so
Sorry, my watch
important.
went off. Totally ruined your soundbite, dude.
Shit. Redo. We should have had shirts that said Sound Bros.
Arcane Sound Bros.
I'm with stupid.
Yeah. We make the noises.
Welcome. Thank you.
Sound engineers and shit sound designers are so cool, man.
A giant empty room. This whole room for just Brad and I.
Thanks, COVID.
You know, for just developing the soundscapes and kind of getting some temp mixes down.
Oh,
the room.
it's
So
so
perfect
sick.
for that, and then we can go to the stage and kind of find.
I would love to get some sound dampening panels like that, but I don't do any work that really requires it.
It's very identical to Brad's. Exactly the same, actually, except for I have some plants. I'm a big plant guy, but obviously everything would die in this room, so I had to find the best looking fake plants. Target. Target's got some great fake plants. These are motion picture MPSC awards. These were for Blade Runner and a game, Resident Evil. And hopefully there'll be a third one there when you come back and film this for season 2.
Sound design, when you're working in animation, you're working completely from scratch for everything.
And a lot of times it's easy to just kind of do the bare minimum of what's needed for the scene because that's just sort of the aesthetic. But for this, from day one, it was let's create a really, really authentic sounding production track.
Brad and I's job ultimately is to work on the relationship between dialogue, music, and effects to help sell a believable story.
I remember in our second episode, there was this council scene where Jace has to kind of answer for his unsanctioned research. And that scene just did not work for me in the animatics and everything. And I looked at this script page and I was like, no, these are the right words. Like, they're saying the right things. The animation looked great. I was like, what is the problem?
The materials were far more dangerous than I was aware of.
Sounds like how it was recorded in
were against Academy regulations.
the VO booth.
What I did endangered people. It was reckless.
But to sell the sheer mass of this room, you know, you add reverb.
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how? All I see is a boy meddling with things he doesn't understand.
The second there was that like feeling of the words just expanding into this eerie space.
Feel like you're in the council chamber for real. Fucking huge room. Oh god, sound is so cool.
It felt like every word just mattered so much more, you know? And that was the first time that scene really worked for me.
Bee Gees, backgrounds. You know, backgrounds are, you know, what world is this character in? What's happening around them? What could be happening around them?
The conversation with backgrounds is sort of like our wallpaper. It kind of like lays the foundation. And sometimes it's a combination of stuff that you've recorded in the field.
We try to go out almost at least once a week or on the weekends. I'm constantly.
Dude, it would be fucking scary to be in a kayak with that equipment. Oh my god. I would be so nervous.
Recording. My parents have this kind of 4x5. But when I pitched down the recordings I did, I got this. The engine had this kind of repetitive. And I was like, that's basically the industrial Zon. You know, the steam releases are cool little air compressor bursts pitched down.
So cool.
And then the Foley is really that next layer, right? Creating this whole level of realism.
For animation, it's
things.
The Foley crew was our good buddies at One Step Up. Dan O'Connell, John Cucci, totally crushed it. Each one of these tracks is, you know, somebody watching this scene and doing all the feat for that one character, going back, doing the feat for that next character.
Footsteps, props, which is kind of like, this is a prop when you set it on the table and it has a sound, and then gear, which is like You know, Vi has a certain jacket on with a buckle, and that buckle makes a sound. You can kind of get a different feeling on each person. Brad and I come from a world of creating game assets and characters in game where Foley is a huge player in games. So, you know, our viewpoint on Foley is like, we need it and play it loud. You know, Dan and John, and what they did is like, their stuff is always 90% there and it fits in and it's great. But sometimes you need to embellish it.
The Foley on its own, it doesn't do what you need it to do, but like just the sound effects by itself.
Yeah, there
And it doesn't have that realism and the texture that you need from like something that's real. So together.
Such a good scene, dude. Oh, Victor running fucking fucked me up.
There was a lot of organic recordings and thought that went into sounds that came from the natural world.
I kind of pick up everything that sounds cool. Just keep it.
Might as well.
The elk are just gonna start running into the building through the walls.
Yeah, these guys are IRL barred.
But I took that and sampled it out. 50 cal bullet. How about castanets?
Yeah, it is a really cool contrast to him trying to keep up with the boat as it floats down the little stream. Yeah, that's a great point. I think I saw someone point that out in the comments too. Just like that powerful scene of overcoming your limitations through your sheer genius. So fucking smart as a kid, he builds this little fucking boat, but can't keep up with it, and then as an adult, manages to replace his limbs with the energy of Arcane, and all of a sudden now he's outrunning the boats. It's pretty powerful, man. It's cool.
Got a lot of weird shit.
For me, the biggest thing was the magic, like the hex core, and this is like the beginning and the origin of magic of League of Legends. Like creating something that tonally sounded new and was the beginning, and it had to progress through the whole season.
You know, I took some time and recorded some wine glasses. So this is pitched up and then thrown through a tremolator. And then it's also thrown through a Doppler. And then Brad messing with a bunch of different synthesizers and like a chimey tonal thing with a choir. Kind of has both sounds intertwined.
That's so cool.
Shimmer, like the whole Shimmer thing.
The biggest player in the Shimmer is actually, that's your voice.
Would that be hilarious if that's just how we talk?
So just recording some of that stuff just kind of gave us this like weird palette of stuff to play with. You know, running it through an impulse response. It's taking that and then adding like a liquid kind of bubbly component to it, but
so good, dude.
The one thing about Brad and I is
it even sounds voidy. It does, yeah, with like the echoes and shrieks from the darkness. Yeah, it's nice.
Together well, like you create building blocks, as Riot likes to call it. Taking those building blocks and building on top of that and building more and more on top of that. And going 6 or 7 steps beyond your first step, all of a sudden you've got something really cool.
And then putting on your sound editor cap, it's like taking all that cool stuff that you made, putting it up against picture and making really hard decisions about what to keep, what to get rid of.
You still missing stuff on those swords hits? Those sword swipes?
Carving through it?
Yeah.
No. Are you?
I might play. What do we got, 3:30?
We have half an hour.
That was the initial design, which you kind of lose because it just sits in the register of the music.
Any sound designer can create amazing sounds, but to create clarity and to tell the story that the director is trying to put together, you have to be able to pivot a lot.
So like these are kind of fireworks I recorded. Getting that sizzle on stuff. Nice little trick that I do is this is basically just a volume graph. But what I like to do sometimes, instead of tremulating the sound, I'll draw it in like this, which I do a lot on creature vocals and stuff. Where it basically gives you this. You see how it kind of cuts through a little bit?
It just blows me away. Like, they're like, hey, we need a sound for Savika's plasma blade, you know? And he's like, hold my beer.
It's awesome.
Right now, I am at my parents' house in the north of Germany. This is one example of me thinking of the Arcane story. There were definitely moments of being pretty overwhelmed, for sure. I mean, speaking for myself, I'm the kind of person, I work actually well under stress, except for when you have so many stressful things that you feel like you lose oversight, if that makes sense. You know, animation over there, music over there, voice talent.
Thanks, 75.
Profits have been plummeting.
I think what would be nice
Take
on
75.
You know, profits have been plummeting to kind of to like have like those pop.
And you don't know if the scripts for less episodes are working, and the planning for season 2, and there definitely are those moments where you just feels like it just is too much, you know. I think that's why the burnout rate for, I think, showrunners is like 100% in general.
Knowing that the show is going out in November, really, I think it won't be real to me until it actually goes out into the world. And right now, the thing that keeps me up at night is trying to make sure that the next season doesn't disappoint.
There's some other option, right? It's like die, or, you know, like accept some things being imperfect, you know, or something like that. That's kind of like the other path, right? That would be the way that they could go back to humanity.
No, I think we need to find a big structure. We feel we can simplify it.
The big hope, I guess, with this trip to Fortiche is to lock down the final episodes of season 2. The end that I won't talk about very much is one that is complex.
What else do you want to remove?
I look forward to it.
Also,
There's one thing about the ending that is new. We're like, oh, that's sort of the same beat we had in 206. Okay, that was sort of the thing we were hinging this whole episode around, and now it's not there anymore, so let's just redo the whole thing.
This part, I think, is just a particularly hard part of stories. Getting from your middle to the, okay, on track, final run on the Death Star, you know, that kind of location.
It's so hard to wipe the slate clean on something.
I think I just need to step back. I need
Yeah.
to like try and figure this episode out without thinking about all the things that we've talked about.
I know. But we also don't want the baby to go out, Alex. We don't want to murder this baby with our bathwater.
Is that
What an insane thing to say. There's your writer right there, dude. What the fuck? We don't want to murder this baby with our bathwater.
We don't want to murder this baby
Her
with
face,
our
dude.
bathwater.
Is that suggesting that we are filling it with more bathwater right now?
A lot of bathwater.
We're not dumping out the bathwater, we're adding bathwater. The baby is steadily drowning.
I'm circling the exact location of the problem, because when you say
that's
this
subtle,
is a
but
little
yeah, it's there.
blurry, or there is a bug here, sometimes it's difficult to just spot the right place and the right frame. As you can see,
Just stay static once it gets there.
the shard behind the glass. But the glass is transparent, so we have to see it. So it's a problem.
So many tiny details.
Tu peux remonter en arrière, s'il te plaît, j'ai l'impression d'avoir vu un bug. Non, juste au moment où, un petit peu avant, on fait image par image.
Fortiche and Arnaud and Pascal, I really trust them.
Tu vois, là, il y a un trait. Il y a un trait. D'accord, ok. Non, je crois que c'est ça.
Their heart's in the right place, you know, like you just know that they're always gonna err on the side of quality and passion.
Son bras, il doit être allumé là, comme ça, avec le. Où il est.
Non, il est éteint.
Hein?
Il est éteint. Il est censé être éteint. On peut toujours apporter quelque chose de plus. Et c'est ça qui est des fois un petit peu frustrant pour nous parce qu'on est assez perfectionniste, c'est de se dire bon, allez, là, on lâche le clavier. Des fois, c'est un peu dur, ouais.
Let go of the keyboard.
It's the last shot of the last episode.
You locked the picture.
It's not totally locked. it's never locked.
Until it's on Netflix.
Yes.
Hey! Kind of wrapping up last minute tweaky.
Notes all make sense?
Yeah.
People always say, oh, when you work on something, you leave a piece of yourself. In this case, it's just like, it definitely took a chunk out of me.
Soul goes into the canvas, at least a little bit.
I think the best thing that I could somehow do and hopefully add some value is make stuff where we ask relevant questions and where we can show people different perspectives. I am the monster you created. Well, for Vi and for Jinx, the central question is, can you ever forgive a monster? How far are you willing to go for your sibling? Is there a line where you just can't go for your sibling and you just have to say, sorry, this is where I have to leave you? What could have been? Is that better? I don't know what you just took out. If there's anything that we can achieve with Arcane past just the sheer entertainment.
Man, look at that fucking board. Oh my.
If there's anything that we can achieve with Arcane.
Holy fucking shit. That is so fucking insane.
Past just the sheer entertainment. If there's just some good questions to ask for all of us and find our own answers.
That is insane.
That's, I think, the best thing Arcane could do.
Nubbed up. Cinema.
Now we're done.
It's going to be the first media product in the history of the world to launch everywhere, including China, at the same time. And we got Netflix and Amazon to actually partner because we're live streaming it on Twitch and enabling our players to restream it. Like crazy shit you'd only do at Riot ever that no one's ever done before.
It'd have been so cool to be a part of that. That was only a limited time thing, obviously. You can't restream it, and like, you might be able to get away with streaming it on Twitch, but definitely not on YouTube. And we tried different things for Act 2 to like try to make it possible, but you, even with blurs and all sorts of other things and mutes and stuff, like I watched a video today, just like the unfucking believable amount of editing that has to go into the video in order to make it fair use is we don't have enough time for it. It's like being in Piltover.
It is such a pleasure to welcome LT and Christian Link to the premiere stage. How many things have you spent 6 years on one project for in your life? One single thing have you spent 6 years for before?
Marriage?
Same.
I mean, it's you know, it's been.
That's a
great
dope
to
suit.
realize that the day's finally come.
Sick
we've been working on
jacket.
this for a long time, and it's finally here.
We certainly didn't expect anything on this caliber for the release of it, so it's very cool.
It's just, I think, really important to us that we create something that our audience can be proud of.
Saying the same thing the whole time. What the fuck is that? Oh.
We're putting
What
on
the
the suit jacket.
fuck?
Okay, I'm not putting on trousers though. That's where I draw the line. If I was somebody who was actually there, I would hate being followed by a robot. That being said, as the robot, I have no problems with putting somebody into a vaguely uncomfortable situation. That is, they have to talk to an iPad that is on a stick.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I've never seen anything like that before. What the fuck? They caused fucking chaos. I can only imagine that they did. Imagine turning, dude, this is like Futurama where you have those people's heads in the little domes. Like what the fuck? That's crazy.
I am 100% interrupting something here, haven't I?
I saw you on YouTube.
Wait, you actually know who the fuck I am?
I saw you on YouTube.
That's cool.
I watch all your videos.
I'm a huge fan of your stuff, believe it or not.
I mean, the dream and the hope was always that League was the start of so much more.
But, you know, fan expectations only go up, and they're high, so we hope to deliver.
I'm lucky. I've had a long association with Riot because I played Braum in League of Legends.
Wait, you're Braum?
I'm Braum.
Oh my god!
Hulk is the strongest master. The responsibility of this is kind of scary because, I mean, look, it's like the anticipation from the fans, it's just, you can feel it. It's like tangible. Even on the internet, you can just feel it.
My agent sent me out for it, and I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, a black kid, he's a scientist, he's super sick, you know, and then when I got in, I was like, oh, this is a lot bigger than I thought.
Echo. Let's go back. I want to hear that
you know,
again.
A black kid, he's a scientist, he's super sick, you know, and then when I got in, I was like, oh, this is a lot bigger than I thought.
I'm sure you've been to a lot of premieres.
Is that Jinx and Vi? Obviously, you have Jinx. I'm assuming this is Vi's VA. Nice. Sick.
I'm sure you've been to a lot of premieres. This is much different, right, than most?
It's a lot cooler than most. I
Haley
gotta say.
Steinfeld.
Okay,
Riot's doing it right.
This is the production value. This is like so incredible.
Well, how do you approach this challenge? Yeah, I don't know. I think the universal themes of hating someone you love and loving someone you hate is just very relatable.
Yo, it's true. True. What else has Haley Steinfeld been in? Her name sounds so familiar, but I couldn't tell you like her works. Sinners? Oh, yeah, she is in Sinners, isn't she? The Hawkeye show, she's Kate Bishop. Okay, I haven't seen that. She is in Arcane. Vi, shut the fuck up.
Doing something like this, you never really know sort of what the end result is going to look like. But the team behind this is absolutely unbelievable. And from day one, I knew that I wanted to be involved. I just can't wait to see what the players and what fans think of the show. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I have to say,
He's just so starstruck. What do you even say that? Yeah. I love it because, like, you know, people as content creators being there, it's like, the fuck do you even say, man? Like, what do you even say? That's so crazy.
Can't wait to see what the players and what fans think of the show. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've never been as proud of
Dude, if I got to, like, my heart would be pounding, man. It's so, like, I got to talk to Ian Hazakostas in the hallway one time at BlizzCon, like out in the convention hallway. And it's, you always think that you know what you would say, that you always get this idea that, like, how the interaction would go, but it never goes like that, dude. It never goes like that. It's hard, man. It's tough. It's tough.
Finally, now actually it's out, and anyone tonight across the world can turn on Netflix and watch it. That makes me really happy. It's a weird feeling. Should be very special, yeah. I think I'm gonna be too afraid to really see what the reactions are.
I think for me, like, the key to getting through it is asking the person, like, about themselves or the experience working on the thing, a little bit of time expressing how much you enjoy it or whatever. But I think the best way to hold a conversation is to just, ask questions, let them say what they need to say, and, like, just really listen intently, and then, come back with, more. I try to, like, think of something, like, get the answer, but in receiving that answer, find that extra layer to kind of comment on or ask another question to follow up with it. I felt like I did that with Dave Kosak pretty well. And I thought that was a great interview. Like, I thought that went super well. I mean, half the time we're laughing and geeking out and smiling about what we're talking about. And that was just amazing. Like, I had a really fun time doing that, and it went for 2 hours. We were only supposed to meet for like 45 minutes to an hour, and the interview's 2 hours long because it was just so much fun. So yeah, if I ever got the chance to, like, do that with, like, Chris Metzen or something, that would be fucking crazy, dude. That would be so crazy.
Very special, yeah. I think I'm gonna be too afraid to really see what the reactions are. I think I'm just gonna watch it, and then I'm just not gonna look online for as long as I can. We've poured like 6 years into this, The idea of having to someone go, meow, it's just like, I think it would just be brutal. All I can safely assume is that the League audience is gonna be unmerciful. Whichever way that goes, If they love it, they will probably send me baskets of food. If they hate it, they will send me baskets of shit.
Wow, what an experience to see it there. Holy shit. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god, they projected they projected the Undercity above them when they... Oh my god.
When Christian sent me the first cut of the last 5 minutes of episode 3, I bawled.
Yeah.
I like straight, like, ugly cried.
Yeah.
It was just...
Aw. Yeah. Same. Same, bro. It's heavy.
She is not my sister anymore.
So many people work so hard trying to do justice to people's expectations, and they're doing it because of this love, and sense of responsibility to not let players down. Just makes us incredibly proud to see, the reactions and see those things. actually happening.
We'll show them. We will show them all.
I'm just super proud of the team. I'm super happy for Christian. And then all the people that helped make it happen, like hundreds of people worked on it to bring it together, not to mention the thousands of writers that built the IP that we were then able to translate into this. So the feeling that we really wanted people to have is that we handled that IP with care and love.
Love you, man. Oh, dude, I'm so happy with it, bro. How do you feel?
I haven't looked at my phone at all today. So I'm going on the assumption that everyone hates the show and we're canceled, and this is the last night of joy we're going to have in our lives.
You probably haven't seen any of the reviews or anything.
No, I haven't touched my phone, and since I sat down, I don't want to see them.
You don't even want to. You're like,
You're gonna be happy though.
still watch it.
Act one review.
That's cool.
Netflix, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. Well.
My expectations were like, it's gonna be good.
We know that voice.
But after the finale, what a fool I was.
Yeah, bro.
It was so brilliant.
It's a fucking
Today
masterpiece.
we're taking a look at the new Netflix show Arcane, and
know
I
that
wanted
voice.
to start by
Yep.
saying it slaps.
Aw. Yeah, when she lit that, it got me, man.
Oh wow, that's lit.
Sorry. I don't know, I'm so overwhelmed. Mainly gratitude. I'm so proud of what this team, like the excellence so exceeded my expectations, and I know very well how ridiculous this climb was.
I literally said to him, I remember I said to him, if it goes down, we'll go down with the ship. I literally said, you can have my job. Like,
Merci à Christian hein, pour la confiance. The trust, you know, the trust of Christian in Fortiche. At the very beginning.
Are you
of
crying because he's crying? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. What are you talking about?
Fortiche. Thank you, Christian.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Thank you, everybody. Et maintenant que la soirée commence.
It's raining indoors.
Il y a
I'm
beaucoup de
crying
gens qui
because
sont investis dessus, et je pense que ce qui a fait aussi la force et la qualité derrière.
I just appreciate the stress, the weight, all of the emotion and time and love poured into this kind of project. Like, and you can see it in his face. It's just, I can appreciate the weight of the initial being told that they weren't going to do it, and then it turning around to become this thing. And it's not just one person, it's so many people, dude. I just think mass creative collaborative efforts are beautiful, dude. I just think that in many ways they're the pinnacle of what humanity is capable of. Like, it's just it's really special to me. There's a lot of emotion that goes into it, and so it it sits with me. And yeah.
Trust, you know, the trust of Christian in Fortiche. At the very beginning of Fortiche. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, everybody. Et maintenant que la soirée commence.
And I think for me, another thing that just gets me is just the payoff. You know, these people getting to see the reaction to their work finally, like after years of effort. Like, as an artist, man, I just think that that's what it's all about, you know? What is the emotional response that it elicits? It's just, yeah, it's really cool.
Il y a beaucoup de gens qui étaient investis dessus et je pense que ce qui a fait aussi la force et la qualité d'Arcane, c'est que tout le monde était très passionné, a toujours été très très motivé, quoi.
Je pense qu'il y avait cette idée un peu de se dépasser, de ne pas rester sur ses acquis et de prendre des risques quelque part. Et je pense que ça, c'était payant, hein, aussi.
I was at dinner recently with the directors of Fortiche, and they said they're very happy right now because when they got into this industry, they really wanted to create something to be history of the animation world. And they were smiling and they were saying it's such a relief that after 6 years now, they feel like they know they worked on something that is part of animation history. Doesn't matter if the project is like a wild success or it's doing fine or you know, worse than that. If anything, we've crafted something that pushes the animation world forward by a significant margin.
Pioneers.
It's nice getting above it all, huh?
The fact that we can spend 5 hours
Nice
in
contrast.
just Piltover and Zon, and then do it again in a second season before we start to zoom out of this one little corner of the world and this handful of characters. Just the possibility.
This is all just in Piltover and Zon. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So wild. You know, Alex made a comment to me last night. He's like, I could see myself telling stories in this universe for the next 30 years.
It's a small miracle that this TV show got made, and it's a smaller miracle that so many god tier artists came together to work on one project, and you can't not be proud of what they did. So yeah.
The other blessing and a curse for me and Alex is like we're never satisfied and we always want it to be better. So no matter how much you think you might know about what's coming in season 2, there's always going to be tons of new stuff to discover. I think people are going to be really excited about what they find.
Hell yeah.
The reason why I
I
joined
can't
Riot is
wait,
because I
dude.
liked
Oh, I
playing the
can't
game.
wait.
I loved it.
I'm gonna have to wait, but I can't wait, dude.
The reason why I joined Riot is because I liked playing the game. I loved it. I think when Alex and I were starting to talk about making something like Arcane, we just thought that this should exist because we want to watch it. We love these characters. We love these worlds. I think maybe my favorite thing above all of Arcane is that I am very confident in saying that there's many people who work on Arcane right now that feel like they're working on the most important thing of their lives, like their careers. I feel like people feel like they're challenged, they're working on something that's gonna matter, they're gonna look back to and say, yes, like that's a proud moment of my life and I'm happy I worked on it. And that to me is probably the most important thing.
Damn. This guy is fucking awesome. What a sick documentary, dude. Fuck. Very well shot, dude. The ending of each episode leading into the next thematically. Very nice, man. And these will all, assuming that this isn't, you know, gonna get the videos blocked for copyright. I mean, it's on the League of Legends channel, so I hope it's good. Should be good. These will all end up on YouTube as well. Not a bad making of. No, not bad at all. Not bad at all. We had to wait 1 week between each episode for this? What? Damn. That's a long time. Yeah, I'm glad you guys recommended I watch that. That was sick. Now we need a making of the making of. Yeah, no kidding.